Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us for the live stream. We are wrapping up March, and March is Women's History Month. And it is a great time to talk about the Mary Free Bed Guild. And to do that, we have our two co-presidents, very new to the role, about 6 months in or something, I think, right?
Yeah.
We've got Mary Beth Brown, we've got Maureen Kozel, and we're just excited here to talk about what the Guild is and how it impacts Mary Free Bed. We are up in our professional building, and we can look out the window. We're all in the same room, and we can look across the building to see the hospital, to see where you guys are helping our patients and our staff. And if you look really far, you can see where the new children's hospital is going up. So really exciting stuff here. And I'm just so excited to talk about what the Mary Free Bed Guild is and how you and our over 120 women are impacting our staff and patients and the whole community around Michigan and now the nation because of where Mary Free Bed is growing. So we're going to start with you, Mary Beth.
Yeah.
What is the Mary Free Bed Guild?
Oh my gosh, the Mary Free Bed Guild is about 120, 130 women that are compassionate, that are dedicated to hope and freedom, that want to share their time in the hospital and amongst patients and the employees and just kind of share the love for rehabilitation.
Excellent. And Maureen, tell us a little bit. We've heard of this, the name Mary Free Bed, but the Guild is really the reason why we have this unique name that stands out. How did we get our name?
Yeah, it's a really great story, honestly. Probably what captures a lot of people's attention when they hear about it. But 1891 is when it started. A gentleman named Moses Taggart found a little black purse on the sidewalk. It had 6 pennies in it. And coincidentally, his sister-in-law and her friend were going to raise funds for a free bed at the local Grand Rapids hospital. And so he gave them the purse to start the fundraising effort. And what they did is asked every woman or child named Mary, or if you happen to know someone named Mary, to donate in the name of all the Marys. Yeah. So it became the Mary Free Bed bed in the hospital, and eventually the women that started that fundraising stayed with the hospital, and it evolved over time into the Mary Free Bed rehabilitation system that we have today.
And we're seeing some pictures and video of all these women from different parts of the history, some of the original hospital that was here in Grand Rapids. And here's another photo of when you guys helped with the Mary Free Bed YMCA and just the different ways that you guys are involved in the community. So, Mary Beth, can you just tell me a little bit that this group, they started it, but you guys are still involved today. What are some of the things, the way that you give back and help support the hospital and our staff and patients?
So I would say, not only do we really, Grand Rapids campus is our home, right? This is where we have so many opportunities to be in the hospital and work with patients and employees. However, we have a system now, and there's 2,500 employees through nationwide. Yeah. And so the Guild really thinks it's important and feels that it's necessary to share that love outside of the Grand Rapids campus also. Yeah. So, we love to share tokens of appreciation with the staff in other locations in the country. And so that's just a way that, we want people to feel like the work that they're doing is powerful, impactful. Yeah. And so we want to share that appreciation and our gratitude.
Yeah, it's keeping the staff just inspired and motivated and supported for all the hard work that they do. And when I've talked to other Guild members, they have always said, like, the Guild is the keepers of the culture. Like, we're the ones, you guys have part of a stake on, like, the hospital board and other parts of it to help really kind of oversee the governance, too. Can either of you kind of tell me a little about that, too?
Yeah. If you look at the makeup of our members, a vast majority of them have been involved with the Guild for, 20 to 30, some even 40 years. Wow. The history that they have of the hospital and how it grew from something small to the size it is today. Yeah. And so, and the common thread through all that growth is our commitment to our patients and to the commitment to restoring hope and freedom through rehabilitation. And really, so that's what the Guild considers, one of their biggest missions is maintaining that culture and sharing it throughout the strategic growth of the hospital.
Yeah. And there's people, women of all different kinds of backgrounds and ages that are part of the Guild too. So there's been people who have been a guild member for 20, 30 years, but there's also new members, people who hear about it that want to give back to the community. And both of you are pretty relatively new members as well too, right?
Yeah, and it's just so exciting that, the members of the Guild that have been around for many years, they have so much wisdom and so much history with this hospital. And it's so inspiring for the members that are newer and kind of are here for the future of the Guild and the future of the hospital. And we're finding new ways to, all the things that some of these members used to be able to do in the hospital, right? Times changed. There's COVID. We had different restrictions. And so now we have to kind of find new ways to impact the hospital and the patients.
Yeah. So what are some of the ways that you guys do give back within the community and also within these walls? So the Guild has like a fund of money, and so you support the hospital, but you also support different organizations. Mary Beth, can you tell us a little bit about, there's a big number too that we help give away, right?
Yeah. So we give away a good chunk to the community, and because there's a lot of smaller organizations in Grand Rapids and beyond that really support the disability community. So we've got tons. This fund has so many opportunities to share and support some of these organizations.
Yeah. And I think some people might not realize that they think it's just our staff and it's our patients, but it's outside organizations. And one off the top of my head I think about is Ms. Wheelchair America. You guys support that national organization that comes here and has their national competition where there's 30 women from around the nation who are learning about leadership and advocacy, and they come here to Grand Rapids to do that. And the Guild is one of the major supporters of that.
And when you think about rehabilitation, this is a hospital, and people come here to get better, and then they leave, and they might be in a very different state than they were before an accident or some sort of trauma. So they leave here, and then they still need support. Then some of these organizations like Miss Wheelchair, or there's some art organizations that really kind of keep the patients going and allow them to live their lives as best they can, similar to what they used to have.
Yeah. Any other things, unique ways we didn't talk about that you guys support patients and staff here? We had some clips too of the wheelchair sports that you guys help support. Any others before we move to our next question?
We have a kitchen baking crew.
Yeah.
They're busy every month passing out treats to staff.
I always like to see that cart come by.
Yeah.
So I make sure I jump and grab some of that.
And the same with the patient. Our hospitality cart is fully stocked and a welcome intrusion kind of in the patient's daily activities for a little bit of a pick-me-up, whether it's a blanket or a magazine or a book, just something to break up the day during their stay.
When you're doing all those hours of therapy and you're recovering from an injury and illness, seeing that smiling face come in and say, hey, you need a little break, here's something that can help.
Yeah.
I want to hear from both of you, your time here in the Guild and in leadership. What have been some of your milestones or highlights of this time? Mary Beth, anything that jumps out to you over this past months and years?
Just being a part of the staff and the patients. Being involved in the rounding throughout the hospital, whether it is to pass out treats in the middle of a shift or if it is the hospitality cart, just being in the hospital and being exposed to the culture that has been instilled for so many years has just been a highlight for me.
Awesome. What about you, Maureen? Is there anything that jumps out to you as your favorite moment of the past few months and years?
I would say there's two things. One, my involvement in our scholarship passes out maybe about $80,000 a year, roughly. And a lot of those are former patients or current patients of the hospital and hopefully future employees. And it's been really rewarding to be one of the people that get to call the recipients of the scholarship and say, hey, we'd love to award you this money. Paying college loans, you can appreciate, what a scholarship means to individuals. And then the second thing is I've been able to include my kids in some of our activities. So they were attended and helped pass out lunch during the wheelchair sports camp this summer. And it's just, they hear me talk about the hospital so much, but to be able to include them and give them some idea of why I do what I do and how much time we spend here and the giving back, it was nice to include them.
That's awesome. And to start that younger generation to see the importance of why you support your community, why do you help out, and other people who are going through things, you might think your life is difficult. We all have hard parts of our lives, but then you see somebody else and you can see, oh my gosh, I now know a little bit more about other ways that other people live.
It's a whole new perspective.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I want to also ask you guys, we talked about the highlights, but maybe why? What inside you wanted you to give back to the Mary Free Bed Guild? How did you hear about it, and why are you here doing that, Mary Beth?
My mom.
Yeah.
My mom is a member of the guild. She has friends that are members of the guild, and it was an easy sell.
Yeah.
It was how join us and help us give back to our community in the hospital. And Mary Free Bed has such an amazing reputation here in Grand Rapids. So to be a part of this huge system is it's a blessing.
Yeah, you can't go someplace if you're wearing your Mary Free Bed swag and they see it, go, oh, I know somebody who went there. I know somebody who works there, and it's just you want to be a part of it. You want to be part of this movement, this great effort and mission that we have. Maureen, what about you? What got you involved in the guild?
Yeah, I have a little bit of a different story on how I got involved. I'm an engineer, and my firm was the architect engineer for the Mary Free Bed Y.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and so one of the vice presidents of my company said, hey, if you're looking to get involved in the community, this guild is an amazing organization. Like his experience with the guild in the design and construction of the Mary Free Bed Y was he was just blown away by these women and what they could do and their passion and their commitment to the guild and at that point universal design for the YMCA. So so I reached out and we would encourage anyone who's interested in finding out more about the guild to reach out because we have so much to do as the hospital grows nationwide. We want more guild members.
Yes, more people to get out there, and we got pictures and video here when it was opening up. So you were here. You were the ones who are helping to make this happen. Is really cool. If you've not ever been out to the Mary Free Bed YMCA, you should go check it out. It's very
absolutely
fantastic.
I agree. This is such an exciting time for the hospital and the guild.
Yeah.
And especially with this huge hospital being built across the street. I mean, there's so much to come for Mary Free Bed.
Yeah, we need more people to get involved to support and help out this community in the way that reaches beyond West Michigan to the Midwest and the nation now with our locations in West Virginia and Virginia that we work with. It's just awesome. So Mary Beth and Maureen, you guys are both the co-presidents of the Mary Free Bed Guild. We are so thankful for you guys to be chatting with us, taking some time out from meetings and rounding with patients and staff to talk about Women's History Month and how the Mary Free Bed Guild and how Mary Free Bed system started. So thank you so much for chatting with us and watching the live stream. We hope you all have a good day, and thank you so much for watching, and stay well.